So we're finally back in the lab, finally back in the studio, man. It's all-time high day. Congratulations. We talked about this for a few weeks. We talked about getting that bottom around 74. We wanted to come down to we thought we were coming down to about 69 to 70K. We missed it by about $4,000. That was our line in the sand. We did come down to about 74K. So congratulations if you held the fort, if you didn't get too bearish, and if you didn't get too down when the market was down. We still have a lot of altcoins. We still have a lot of coins that are down from their highs, their all-time highs over the past few months. But we're going to look forward to getting back up there. But first and foremost, I will be in Las Vegas. I will be in Las Vegas next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't have a return ticket, so I'll be there Tuesday morning. So if you're coming to Las Vegas, make sure you come holler at me. I'll be all around, all up and through there. I have a press pass. I have a few more passes that I'll be implementing. So I'll be all around. I'll be all around. So if you see me, come dap me up, give me a hug. Let's talk. Let's chop it, man. I love to hear from you. I love to see all the people that I've never met in person, all the people that I've collabed with over the past few years. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Man. So just putting that out there. I will be in Las Vegas next week. So if you are going, I will see you there. I will document the whole journey if you're not going from my POV. Now, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Bitcoin, though, because Bitcoin right now, we talked about this over in the Cool Kids Telegram. Make sure you guys come over there. The Cool Kids Telegram will be in the pinned comment. Come on over. I give my thoughts, analysis, news, charts real time. But Bitcoin right now is sitting at 109,333. So we did get up to an all-time high of about 109, almost 110. So we got up to about 109,928 over on the Coinbase chart. So I'm feeling good. I haven't got into any trades yet. I was looking at a PopCat trade yesterday, but then I had to go to court today. I was going through all type of stuff. Nothing too crazy, just some driving tickets. Got those taken care of. Now I'm back. I got my $100,000 breakout account that I'm about to start trading today. We're going to try to make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars with that thing. So shout out to Trader Man. Shout out to the whole team over there, man. That is a life changer. But Bitcoin right now is getting rejected from that close to 110 mark. We did talk about breaking out of this bull flag a couple days ago. We said over in the Telegram, we said we didn't like the way Ethereum looked at about 2,700, but we did like the way Bitcoin was forming this bull pennant or bull flag, whatever you want to call it. We'll call this a bull pennant because it has a point. So we'll call this that bull pennant. We got a nice fake out, came back in, double bottom, a perfect double bottom right on support, breakout, retest, and now it's off to the races. So now we sit back and we wait and see what is Bitcoin going to do? How is Bitcoin going to react around this level, this all-time high level? But this is what we don't want to see. We don't want to see a triple top. We don't want to see a triple top or even a double top. We can call this a double top, but we're not even going to put that negativity into the universe. This is going to be kind of a longer video than what I've been making when it comes to the charts. So bear with me. We're going to look at some altcoins. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're actually just going to, I wanted to go live, but my guy's going live right now. So I'm going to let him shine. And then possibly once he's done, I can go live. We can do some live trading. But right now, I did want to get a video out right now. So Bitcoin, like I said, I do not want to see this. This is what I don't want to see. So if you're new to trading, if you're new to investing, if you're new to looking at charts and looking at technical analysis, being a chartist, we look like we are breaking out from this top. But usually, you know, it's not specific price points that you look at, it's area. So the area right now that I'm pretty much looking at, how far down is that? 108. So we got this top at 108, up 108.5. This one came in at about 109.5, and now we're breaking out above this bar. So what I would want to see, what I really want to see is for us to, where is my drawing tool? I got all my stuff mixed up. Here we go. So what I want to see, I don't want to form something like this, a triple top. I want to see this breakout hold and potentially start going up. I had a target of about 115, and I don't even remember how I got to that target. Possibly it was, let's see if I get to it like this. Possibly I took this measured move from the bull pennant to the breakout. Yeah, so it's to the breakout. So it's about, I got about 115, and 116 for the breakout of this bull pennant. So hopefully that does play out. And I'm looking at Bitcoin dominance. We're gonna make this matter of fact, we're gonna make this video a little bit quicker because then we can possibly hop on a live soon once my guy gets off his live, and then we can just continue the community over on my channel. So Bitcoin dominance isn't rising like I thought it would rise as Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. Bitcoin dominance is at 64.8. Looks like we do have this little area here to break out of, and then we can potentially start making our way back up to this 65. I know a lot of people were saying, me included, I want to see something of maybe 70. If we can get 68, 69, 70, getting Bitcoin back up to that, or getting Bitcoin back up, well, not back because we've never been there, getting Bitcoin to the level of about 115, 120, then we get a real rollover into these altcoins, man, it's going to be so much money to be made, and we're going to make so much money. We just have to be ready. We have to be ready. When Bitcoin is like, I don't know if you're new to this or if you're new to investing, new to trading, whatever. Bitcoin, or if you know, it's just a refresher. Bitcoin is always going to be our light, the light. Bitcoin is our lighthouse. It's showing us the path, showing us the way, showing us where we need to go, how we need to sail in this market. So right now, what I'm looking at is for Bitcoin to potentially, like I said, go back up or go up, because we haven't been there yet, go up to about 114, 116, somewhere in between there, possibly get a small pullback to about 109, 110, possibly even further, or just, level out a little bit somewhere between 110 to 120. And then let's see these altcoins run. And this is where altcoins are starting to run. They're not running too crazy yet. I see Sui's up 4.3%, Solana's up 3%, ADA's up 4%, AVAX up 4%. So we got somewhere between like 3 to 5. Some of the smaller cap meme coins, I seen PopCat was up like 12%, 11.78%. So we're not getting too big of a push yet when it comes to altcoins, but it's coming. It's coming. I want you guys to be ready. I'm going to be ready. Boom. So like I said, I do have my breakout account right now. My balance is 99,910. So I'm down about $90 from my 100K starting point. So I'll be starting from $90 down. So anything over 100,000, once you get past $50. So if you get 100,000 and $50, you can start to take your $50 out. But like I said, with these altcoins looking like they're gearing up to run, I'm looking for major moves. I'm looking for 10, 20% moves in some of these altcoins. Now I'm trading. Now I'm back into a trader. But then, of course, we're going to take profits. We're going to take some profits into Bitcoin. We're going to take some profits into fiat. We're going to have a good time in Bitcoin Las Vegas. So hopefully I can make a few thousand, take it to Bitcoin Las Vegas, and, have some fun. But we are looking for some altcoins to start popping off. Possibly today, going into tomorrow, going into the weekend. We want to see where Bitcoin starts to top out at after this all-time high touch today. And I'm just excited, man. I'm excited because a lot of people were saying Bitcoin was going down tremendously. So I did say that we were probably going to go down first quarter, the end of first quarter 2025. I thought we were going to get to at least 125 to 140 first. Looks like we had that pullback first. Now it looks like we may be going up one final push. I don't know if it's one final push. A lot of people saying we're going into the end of the year with another strong push, 2026. But like I keep saying time and time again, this market is really unpredictable. Everything is unpredictable right now. So I just don't think the elites are going to be losing too much money too fast. So I'm following the big players. Even if we have crashes like we did this past month or so, I knew it wouldn't last too long. I don't think the powers that be are going to just let people, or let the elites, the people with the money, bleed for too long. They got to throw them a couple bones, and then we're going to crash it again. Get your money ready. Let it crash again. They come up, buy all the assets again. We talked about how they buying up Bitcoin, how Bitcoin on exchanges is going away. So you want to be ready. We want to be ready. We want to buy crashes like we keep talking about. And we want to just be prepared when these things do happen. So the ebbs and the flows, to me, in Bitcoin, I don't care about anymore. I don't even look at Bitcoin. I don't even get excited with Bitcoin and the ebbs and flows, because my mindset for Bitcoin is I'm buying it and I'm forgetting about it. Buying it and forgetting about it. So if we do get crashed, of course, I'll go heavier. But for the most part, I'm saving in Bitcoin. You know, you saw the my pinned video on my YouTube channel. Go watch that and it tells you why I save in Bitcoin. When it comes to everything else, now I'm getting super excited because this is how I'm stacking more Bitcoin. This is how I'm stacking more fiat to buy more other assets. Bitcoin, of course, is my asset of choice, but we're going to continue to buy more as well. But saving in Bitcoin. That's the key difference between investing in all these other assets. So let's go over some quick altcoins as we see what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is sitting at 109, 130. We have Ethereum still lagging behind. This is why I said this was a very bearish pattern coming up like this, sort of like a bear flag coming. Well, not really a bear flag, because a bear flag will you be coming from a downtrend and then you'll do something like that. But when it just has this, even when it comes from an uptrend and it starts to form this, I don't like that. That's why I said I don't like the way Ethereum was looking. Watch out for some sort of a retracement. Watch out for some sort of a dump out of this pattern, out of this bearish pattern. We got the dump, we got the retrace, the dump, then we got the retest, and then we got the more dump down to about 2,300. Looks like we are climbing back up to potentially come to about that 2,650, 2,700 area again. But really, we want to get back to this $2,800 level to 2,900. Flip that, and then we have some levels around 32. And then once we start getting above like 3K, 3,200, the party's back on for Ethereum. I think it's only a matter of time before Ethereum starts to get a nice move. Once Bitcoin starts to get in those upper 100,000 teens. So, 115, 116, possibly somewhere in there. We'll see what happens. XRP, I like the way XRP is looking. This is on the 4-hour time frame. So even if we flip that, so we did have a downtrend broke. Right now we are coming up at a bit of resistance at about $2.40 to $2.45. We can actually draw it out right here. We have this. So we're looking at this. We're looking to flip this. Looks like we did have some sort of a double bottom here to continue our way back up here. So I want to flip this. We flip this. Now it's looking like we'll be in the range from about $2.45 going up to about $2.60. Which would be, if you wanted to trade that, if we can pop here, hold that, that in itself would be almost an 8% move. But like I said, if the market starts to move, if Bitcoin starts or holds this all-time high or holds somewhere around this all-time high and keeps going up, I think, Ethereum's going to, not Ethereum, XRP is going to go back up to where we left off at the beginning of the year, or at the end of the year. What was that? Well, at the beginning of the year, we came up to about $3.40. So that'll be a nice move. We're gonna try to get in this market. You want to take profits. This market is not like every other bull run. It's a rinse and repeat market, in my opinion. It could change. I'm not a fortune teller. It could change. But what I'm looking at right now, let me make myself a little bit bigger. What I'm looking at right now is if you get a 2, 3, 4, 5x, take your money. Look for the next play. A 3, 4, 5x. Everybody's looking for 100x's or 50x's. Good luck. You got to play in low cap coins. That's basically gambling. That's basically playing in the casino. But me personally, let's say I got $10,000. Let's say I got $10,000. I get a 4x or 5x. That's $50,000. I get another 2, 3x. That's 100. That's $150,000. So now, once you start getting bigger money, it's that first little chunk that you gotta compound. Once you get that one up, now once you get bigger money, you don't have to have as many X's, because a lot of people are coming in crypto with $500,000 and trying to make that into $1 million, which is possible. It's crypto. That's why we love crypto. That's why we're in crypto. But the likelihood of that happening is very low. I'm not saying it cannot be done, because if it can be done in any space, this is the space to do it. But you want to compound these wins. You want to compound your gains. You want to make sure you take profits, because we talked about this on a video earlier last week or the week before last, talking about how now you feel if you've been in crypto at least the last year to 6 months to a year. Now you know how it feels to get those major crashes. You have gains, or your coin goes up, the market goes up, and then it just crashes in an instant. So now you have that hopefully you have some sort of PTSD, not the one that makes you not want to invest or not take risks, because you have to take risks, but the ones that makes you take profits, the one that makes you pay yourself. You want to pay yourself in this market and just rinse and repeat instead of holding, round tripping, holding it to the top and then holding it all the way back to your entry point, or even lower than that. So let's talk about a couple more that I'm interested in, and these are the strong coins that I want to bring to the forefront. ONDO, of course, we don't even have to look. I can just tell you what ONDO is looking like. I don't like this pattern for ONDO, but if the overall market is bullish, I think we'll get a nice push, at least up to about 120, which will be a good move for ONDO. And then if we flip 120, 130, now we can start talking about breaking these all-time highs easily. I think if we break this here, this bar here is the line in the sand if we want to start making our way up to all-time highs. And I think ONDO is going to do very well. Even if we're at $1, I think ONDO can at least, if the market just goes full bull, can at least 5x from $1. That's, at least 3 to 5x from here. And if that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Those 3 to 5x's, you hold that, you get to about $3, $4, $5. You take your money. I know you want to hold. At least leave it. You can leave a moon bag. I know you want to hold to like 10, $20, $30. Not sure if it'll get there anytime soon, but it could. It is crypto. So of course, leave a moon bag. But of course, like I said, take some profits as well. SUI is looking very good. We are breaking out of this bull flag. We'll talk about this in one more. We're breaking out of this bull flag for SUI, and it looks like what we have to do for SUI is get back above this $4, and we'll say about $4. Let's say $4.10. Let's say $4.10. I'm seeing something like that. $4.10, because what I'm looking at, let's actually go here. What I'm looking at for resistance for SUI is I'm looking at this here, looking at that wick here. I'm looking at that wick here. Of course, we have some wicks up at about 430, but really paying attention to these 2 wicks here, paying attention to all this price action back here, paying attention to all this price action back there. So we're going to be looking for SUI. This is a no man's trade or no man's land for SUI right now. Break this, retest, flip that. Now we're talking for SUI. So I will, once I get off here, we'll set some alerts to see what happens with SUI. Solana is looking, so I don't even have to look at Solana. We have that. What are we looking at? We're looking at some sort of a bull flag for Solana. So I'm looking at Solana to make a move. Measured move would be if we broke out of here. Of course, we have this resistance at the top. The more conservative price point would be 200, which is what? If we go back this way, we have all this at 200. So that comes in confluence with all this price action back here. This is at about what? Yep, about 200 to 205. Let's actually turn my drawing tool on. We have all this here, wick here, all this over here. So that's definitely popping up to where we could get this massive run this run. It wouldn't be that massive, but a run here, which is very conservative. If we come from, I've been trying to do conservative price measurements, because a lot of people do it, from the top, which will come in, at about 212. But I want to be a little bit conservative right now, since we bounced here. Let's say we bounced there and then we get up. Yeah, so that's coming in right at our level, right at our $200 technical and psychological level. So I'm looking at Solana as well. And then you can just go down the list. A lot of these coins are down. Up 1.3, 4, 1.2, 1.9, 1.1. So it hasn't really been a huge breakout yet. Probably some of those meme coins, of course, are moving a little bit harder. But when it comes to just the overall market, we haven't seen that altcoin run yet. So like I said, before we get out of here, all eyes are on Bitcoin. We are getting a small pullback now to about 108.5, but we will keep our eyes on Bitcoin. Even if we top out here for a short amount of time and then we start to get a little bit of altcoin movement going into the weekend, we don't have to get to my level of 115, 114, 116. We can top out around 110. That was the top for now, local top. Now we can see, even with Bitcoin dominance is starting to rise a little bit. If this starts to roll over just a tad bit, then we can actually see what we can do for the immediate short term for these altcoins. So this is FD White, man. I appreciate everybody for watching. All my new subscribers, welcome. Let's get it. I will be at Bitcoin conference next week. So like I said, if you see me, pull up, let's chop it up, talk to me, shake my hand, give me a hug, whatever, man. I love meeting everybody, and I'm looking forward to it, man. So talk to you in a minute. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Peace.